Morning guys, welcome back to the farm in Thailand with Lee and Toon and with Nibbler. A few minutes ago we just got an order for 4 kg of catfish, aka buduk. Toon's first in, got a little bit of pork fat on the hook which we haven't used before, but it should be alright. These things eat anything in here. So we've got over 1,000 buduk in here. We've also got, how do you say it, Toon? Bagot? Bagot. That's quite an aggressive catfish as well. Cha cha. Yeah. Oh, in straight away. Get in. That's a nice one. Whee! You don't want to catfish on your sweet, do you, missus? Hey? It's a 4 kg. It'll probably be... How many catfish do you think it'll be for 4 kg, Toon? About 15, 16 it should be, shouldn't it?
Oh, depends how fat they are. It's nearly 4.
Baduk. That's right, baduk. Bah, yeah. Where's your rod? Huh?
You not come here, just make video on you.
Me lose the cap.
Get your job.
Me lose the cap.
Oh, you need that one.
Yeah, there's a few monsters in here, isn't there? There's a few round about 1 kg in here anyway. A lot of people don't like the really big ones though, they like about 1/3 of a kg. Yeah. Oh! One lives to fight another day. See, a few years ago Toon would have had that, but she's a bit rusty now. We don't do a lot of fishing anymore, so...
I still do good, thank you.
When we open our fishing lake, whenever that'll be, we are toying with the idea where people pay a set price per rod per day, and when you catch fish like buduk and tilapia, then you can keep as many as you catch. So either that or they'll be very, very cheap. Currently sell these at 50 baht a kg. So it's normally about 3 or 4 per kg. Toon's just setting up my pole for me. Good wife. And you, dear?
Have to.
Let's have a look at the little bit of pork fat on the size 10 hook. And then just some swivel attachment and some weight. And then leading up to a very expensive pole float. At least like this you're not worried about swinging them in if you get a big one. Whereas Toon's posh pole, we wouldn't be able to get that fixed out here. Although Thailand is one of the world leaders for making good fishing blanks for rods and poles. I think, I might be right, I think they're rated #1. A lot of companies, famous companies use Thailand for manufacturing rods. If she doesn't get a grip soon, I might have to fish myself. Should put a whole duck on the hook, shouldn't we? Go for that. It's a shame we don't get much time to do some fishing these days, apart from catching a bit of food out the ponds, sometimes in the local rice farms or ponds round here, but generally speaking we hardly ever get to fish now. It is a shame, but these are the sacrifices you have to make. Gone, 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 gone! Oh! See, she wouldn't have missed that bite a few years ago. When we get the lake done, it'll all be different now. Be beer o'clock, 4 o'clock every afternoon. attach the bells to the end of the rods and just launch them out into the middle, waiting for a monster. Just wait for your ding ding.
Barbecue on.
Yeah.
Beer on.
Barbecue on, beer on, sounds good to me. Right, I'm going to have to sort this out. This is abysmal. Highly recommend using a cloth for these. Very spiky. And they don't half wriggle. It's like trying to hold an eel as well. No scales on them, of course. Quite slimy.
Small, isn't it?
Don't have to worry about giving these water. They'll be alright for quite some time without any water. Just a moist bucket is enough to keep them going for a while. You see them in the market. They're only half submerged in little wash bowls, or big wash bowls rather. Tuba, songba. Right, gonna get my rod out. First rule in fishing, gotta be where the fish are. Location, location, location. A lot of people are too lazy to move swim once they're all settled.
I'm not lazy, I'm stuck.
I didn't say you were lazy. Second rule fishing, make it happen. I'll just put it another foot deeper. Although there's plenty of fish coming up, it doesn't mean that they're feeding on the top. Could mean that they're feeding mid-water or down the bottom. Here we go. Oh, thank you, my dear. Oh, Toon's got one. 3-1. Don't doubt me, guys. I like to come from behind. Got them shoaling up now. Toon's just weighed the first 5 fish. It's exactly 1 kg, so we have been catching the smaller ones. 4-2. It is match on. When after catfish, if it is fairly quiet, you can just twitch the bait. They hunt by smell and movement. Eyesight, it's okay, but they normally use those long whiskers to find little shrimp and fish. Quite shy today, aren't they? That one's not. Oh, every time. Alright. Yeah, it's still only worth 1 point, isn't it? Ah! Baduk. Baduk. 5-3 to Thailand. I've just discovered why I'm missing so many bites. Just check me up. It's about as sharp as a bloody spoon. That's alright, I'm not making an excuse. Toon's had to take her niece in. She's tired, wants her milk and her afternoon siesta. So I've stolen her pole and I'm carrying on. Nothing in the rule book says I can't. Alright, Spoon. Don't eat the pork fat, will you? We used to fish a place in Bangkok, very, very famous. If you ever watched Extreme Fishing or River Monsters, those guys went to Bung Samran in Bangkok. Some huge, huge catfish in there. But at the end of the day, it got quite boring because, one, it was horrifically expensive, over 100 quid a day, easy. That was without your beers. Fish care was awful, and the rigs weren't safety rigs. I know this isn't a safety rig, but what we mean by safety rigs, anyone that's in the carp scene knows that the last thing you want is your line or any part of your rig to break and then your fish to become tethered. So when you're after big fish, you use big strong gear, and if it ends up as a tether rig, the fish can't eject that and they'll be pulling heavy heavy rig components around for the rest of their lives, so safety rig is designed to break away, at least jettison a lead or a swim feeder. But you used to go to that place. It's closed now. It's set up somewhere else, on the outskirts of Bangkok, I think. But you used to see these giant floats that would take about a 2-ounce lead to sink, being towed around by these big fish. It's quite sad to see. But when you see people catch these fish, they were landed straight onto hard, hot wooden platforms, and then quite often they were just shoved back in by people's feet. No unhooking mats, no putting water over the fish while they're being photographed or unhooked. Terrible. But I suppose a bit hypocritical if I fished there a few times myself. So, there you go. Of course, they weren't these burdock catfish. They were the Mekong catfish. They had a lot of sawai in there as well, but the sawais don't grow quite so big. Oh, that's a fat one. That's a bursting point, that girl. So we're growing the Mekongs. I don't know how big they are at the moment. Bloody big, but when we used to fish there, oh, they were well over 100 pound. Incredibly strong fish as well. Right, let's get this unhooked. Surprising what a difference a sharp hook can make. First bite resulted in a fish. I'm a huge fan of these barbless hooks or micro barb hooks that you get these days. The old days, I think it was Kamat-san used to call them whisker barbs. Just enough to hold the bait on, but make it very, very easy to unhook the fish. 5-4 to Thailand, I believe. If she doesn't come back out soon, she'll be out of the game. My mum would enjoy this. Whenever she comes out to visit, she loves it when we get a fish order or we're going to have fish for dinner. Normally assign her the task of catching enough. Good fisherman, my mum. Get in, 2 bites, 2 fish. Spoke too soon, you numpty. Never count your fish before they're in the net, Lee. Schoolboy error. There you go, what is that? That's a good one, I think. Yeah, that's a heavier one. That's a boy. Team Thailand's back now. Just going to break the news for the score. She just asked. It's 5-5, my dear. She's rescued the rig that came off, but no way I'm giving my barbless hook rig back to her. My hook, my rod. Oh, nearly 6-5. Stupid hook. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's an enormodon. Oi, beauty. That's what we want. Excuse me, big fish coming through. 6-5 to England. Da, 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 da. Now what's happening here, guys, is when Toon starts losing, the rules seem to get changed. Now she's fishing with 2 poles.
Oh, rescue that.
Huh? I know you rescued it.
I like to use it.
It's alright, we got this in the bag. Got them shoaling up here. What? 6-6. Come on. But I've got the biggest. Oh, I think the craziest thing I've ever seen when me and Toon have been fishing in the wild was we were fishing on the river with these short poles and fishing right near the edge of the river, just catching little silverfish, and a bloke waded through the river and electric shocked right in front of us, and all the fish floated up to the top. Remember that too? 7-5, 7-6. You 5 or 6? 5, isn't it? You? 6, yeah. I'm not trying to cheat. Oh, thank God that fell off.
What the fuck going on?
It's not nib, just right. That's perfect eating size, that. Isn't it, Spoon? 8-6. Here's what 4 kg of buddock catfish looks like. Customer just rang to make sure that we've got them all ready for her. So we're just going to bag them up now. 50 baht a kg. That's obviously 300 baht then. Now we're not going to split hairs on who caught the most or who caught the biggest. It doesn't matter, does it? It's all a bit of fun. But England was victorious yet again. Right guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Ta-da for now.